This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Tonight, Alabama will execute a convicted killer with nitrogen gas, something that's never been used before. Critics call it experimental and cruel. The AP's Lisa Dwyer reports on the upcoming execution of Kenneth Eugene Smith.
Alabama says it plans to replace the 58-year-old's breathing air with nitrogen gas, rendering him unconscious within seconds and killing him within minutes. Critics say the execution method violates a constitutional ban on cruel and unusual punishment. Smith survived a previous execution by lethal injection in 2022. It was called off before the drugs were administered because authorities were unable to connect the intravenous lines to his veins. Smith is one of two men convicted in a 1988 murder-for-hire slaying of a preacher's wife. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
We're learning more about the shooting death of a Palestinian-American teenager on Friday in the West Bank. The AP's Karen Shamas.
17-year-old Louisiana native Taufik Abdel-Jabbar was fatally shot as he was driving a pickup truck in the occupied West Bank. 16-year-old Mohamed Salami, the only passenger in the car with him, says they were on their way to get supplies for a barbecue when the shooting happened.
The fourth bullet came in his head, and the car flipped 4 times, and me and him were in the car.
In an initial statement, Israeli police said the shooting targeted people that were purportedly engaged in rock-throwing activities. Salami denied suggestions he and Abdel-Jabbar had been throwing stones and said there had been no attempt to arrest him. I'm Karen Shamas.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says it's past time for the Republican Party to unite around former President Trump in the race for the White House. The United Auto Workers just endorsed President Biden. The South is getting more heavy rain today and maybe more flooding, say forecasters. Warm weather in the East. This is AP News. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise has been hacked.
Another case of suspected Russian hacking has surfaced. The group is best known as Cozy Bear, an elite hacking team run by Russia's SVR Foreign Intelligence Service. Their latest suspected target, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. The provider of information technology products and services disclosed in a regulatory filing that hackers broke into its cloud-based email system on January 12th and stole data from cybersecurity and other employees. Last week, Microsoft reported it also discovered an intrusion on the same day, and that the breach actually began in late November. The suspected culprit, again, Cozy Bear. It focuses stealth intelligence gathering on Western governments, IT service providers, and think tanks in the U.S. and Europe. I'm Ben Thomas.
A liquor store has opened in Saudi Arabia for the first time in more than 70 years in Riyadh. I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
Wake up on the right side of breakfast with McDonald's buy one, get one for $1 deal. Choose from the sausage biscuit topped with real butter, the warm, freshly toasted sausage McMuffin, or the sausage McGriddle with its sizzling hot sausage. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Save on everyday items with digital coupons at Country Mart. It's easy. Download the Town & Country Markets app and browse through a variety of digital coupons available and clip them to your account. You can also clip digital coupons online at tcmarkets.com. Shop at a store for your favorite items, then tell them your phone number at checkout, and the digital coupons will be deducted from your purchase automatically. Scan the QR code on the in-store flyer to learn more and start saving more today.
At the KSMO studio, still have that dense fog advisory in effect. Not as thick a fog this morning as we had yesterday morning at this time, but still plenty of fog out there. And so please drive carefully and keep those beams down on the low side. Remember to give yourself a little extra room between you and your friend in front of you, and make sure that you kind of keep your eyes on the road. Don't have yourself somehow get distracted by phone or radio or whatever you have. Have it on KSMO, and we'll tell you all about what you need to do as far as driving in fog. But the biggest thing is attention. Be paying attention, because fog makes it very difficult to see off the sides of the road sometimes. Your peripheral vision is limited sometimes, too. And it seems the more you go in and up and down hills, I won't say in and out of valleys, but up and down hills, you might somehow come out of the fog and then suddenly go back into the fog. So again, drive cautiously if you're out and about. The dense fog advisory in effect till noon today. We do expect to get rain a little bit later on this morning. When that rain hits, the fog should start to lift, and we should not have as thick a fog even tonight, though there might be some patchy fog. It should not be as thick as it was a little bit earlier this morning, especially at midnight. It was thick. It was pea soup out there, and it then lightened up, had a little sprinkle. Fog kind of went away. It's come back. And so we're going to see that off and on through the morning hours. Getting that, the rain should begin somewhere after 9:30. Between 9:30 and 10:30, we should start to see a little bit of rain coming through the area, and it will last into the afternoon, but should be done by about 5 at the latest. Then, a chance of that rain, by the way, is 100%. Winds will be moving to the east, directly to the east at 5 to 10, then shift around to the west by the afternoon. Then for tomorrow, we're going to have more patchy fog in the early morning after a little bit of relinquishing patchy fog tonight. And we'll have cloudy skies, low of 39. We'll have tomorrow a high of 48. No rain is expected tomorrow, but just a cloudy day with northwesterly winds 5 to 10. Then clouds Friday night, low of 35 with a northeasterly breeze. After midnight Friday night, we'll start to see some rain move into the area. And for Saturday, a virtually 100% chance getting more rain. That precipitation could be about a half to an inch of rain come down on Saturday. It should be pretty much just starting in the morning, lasting till mid to late afternoon. And the chance of getting that is, again, 100%. Those winds will be out of the northeast at 10 to 15, gusting to 20. Then for Saturday night, cloudy with a 40% chance of lingering rain up to about midnight, low of 31. And then clouds on Sunday at a high of 41 degrees. Currently at the KSMO studios right now, 40 degrees. We do have fog. We have that little light breeze coming out of the northeast at 5, making it feel like 36. 100% relative humidity, pressure falling, 30.07 inches. Visibility just a little over half a mile here at KSMO Radio. All right, keep it right here. News is next. It's 1 minute from right now.
Check out these New Year's savings at Napa Auto Parts Store in Salem. You'll find Seafoam concentrated fuel injector cleaner starting at $4.99. Napa Extended Life Cooling System Antifreeze plus coolant for all makes and models starting at $12.99 for the 1 gallon size. Stop by Napa Auto Parts Store, 604 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem today.
Hi, I'm Andrew Wynn. Town & Country Bank makes it easy with the best rates and terms on land and mortgage loans. Hit the trail, make a splash, or enjoy a beautiful sunset. Town & Country Bank can help you finance that beautiful acreage you've always wanted. Stop by today and let us help you take the first step to home ownership. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 899641.
At the KSMO studios, time for news. Local news brought to you as a courtesy of all of us right here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station. We appreciate you joining us. It is Thursday, January 25th. My name is Stan Stevens on AM 1340, FM 95.7, and streaming online at KSMOradio.com, your KSMO Stream Facebook page, and KSMO YouTube page. We appreciate you joining us, however you might be tuned in to us this morning. In news, Salem Board of Aldermen will hold their regular meeting tonight at the Salem Community Center at the Armory beginning at 6. At that meeting, the board will hear a presentation from Liz Condrey in the upcoming visit of Smithsonian's Museum on Main Street exhibit, the Ozark Natural and Cultural Resource Center, before Public Works Director Mark Nash will talk about the purchase of a gateway for the AMI system from NextGrid Technology Solutions, followed by the sale of a number of assets of the city on Purple Wave. City Administrator Sally Burbridge she'll talk about the Servline Bill Protection Program that the Utility Committee recommended voluntary participation of coverage of a maximum of $1,000 for both water and sewer leaks, but then the committee reconsidered and wanted to recommend $2,500 in coverage. She'll also discuss resuming the sending of past due accounts to a collection agency and change companies from Consumer Adjustment Company Incorporated to Online Information Services Incorporated. The board will discuss Resolution 1, 2024, allowing the mayor to sign an agreement between the City of Salem and Online Information Services Incorporated for the collection of past due utility accounts. The board will discuss an airport fuel bid from Nagler Transport, discuss a park and recreation vehicle bid approval with an associated budget adjustment for a used truck, and also discuss Resolution 2, 2024, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement between the City of Salem and the MRPC to provide technical assistance for the CDBG environmental review. The board will discuss allowing Mayor Parker to sign the financial assistance agreement and a general terms and conditions document for the lead service line inventory project to receive the full grant award from state ARPA funds, and discuss the adoption of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act policy as part of the Salem Municipal Utilities policy before hearing the financial review of funds by City Financial Director Stacy Houston. Library Board requested adding Sally Gronowski to the Salem Library Board to replace Rhonda Thompson, and the board will discuss changing the name from the Community Services Committee to the Community Involvement Committee and appoint new members. A number of bills will be read for the first time, including Bill 3581, that amends the duties of the Utility Committee, eliminating the reference to the Street Department, and Bill 3582, that would change utility deposits from a fixed cost to one that would be 1/12 of the previous year's utilities at that address. Bill 3583, changing the terminology of the definitions and duties of the building inspector, and Bill 3584, that would also change terminology and responsibilities for violations written by the building inspector. Also, Bill 3587 will be presented that will be amending the annual budget for the City of Salem beginning July 1st, 2023. After reports from the aldermen and city officials, the meeting will go into closed session. Department of Public Safety is inviting Missouri 5th graders to participate in the 41st Annual National Missing Children's Day Poster Contest. An entry deadline has now been extended to January 31st. The contest is to help children learn about staying safe and to raise awareness of missing children. The national winner and his or her parents and teachers will be invited to Washington, D.C. to participate in the 41st Annual National Missing Children's Day ceremony on May 22nd. Transportation and lodging would be provided. One 5th grader from Missouri will be selected as a state winner. That student's poster will be submitted to the national competition. In addition, the state winner will receive a national award certificate from the U.S. Department of Justice, the sponsor of the contest. The poster artwork should reflect the theme, Bringing Our Missing Children Home. This phrase must appear somewhere on the poster. The theme may be depicted in the student's artwork through one or a combination of illustrations. The finished poster must measure 8.5 by 14 inches, and the original, not a scanned copy, must be submitted with a completed application, which includes a description of the poster and a brief biography of the artist, either typed or written legibly. Missouri winner will be notified in March of this year. For more information, contact Miss Connie Burhorst at the Missouri Department of Public Safety at 573-751-2771 or email her Connie, C-O-N-N-I-E .Burhorst, B-E-R-H-O-R-S-T at dps.mo.gov. Salem Public Library reminds the City of Salem residents and Dane County communities to participate in their 2024 Community Survey. Information collected will be used to identify top priorities for the library and used to develop strategic long-term plans for the future. The survey should take no longer than 5 to 7 minutes, and all your responses will be kept anonymous. The survey is now live, and a link to the survey is pinned at the top of the Salem Public Library's Facebook page. Individuals who wish to complete a paper copy of the survey will be able to do so at the library during normal business hours. The library is located at 403 North Jackson Street in Salem at the intersection of 4th and Jackson Streets. The survey will close after Friday, February 9th. Community members are encouraged to visit the library to participate in current programming, utilize the many services available, access the library's materials collection, or provide additional feedback. For questions about the survey or the Salem Public Library, its services, or current programming, contact Kate McBride, the Library Director at Salem Mo Public Library at gmail.com. That's Salem Mo Public Library, all one word, at gmail.com. You can also just call 573-729-4331. And Dane County Recorder Cindy Yard wants you to know about a new website where you can sign up to find if someone is recording a document or changing a recorded document with your name on it. The website is called www.deedwatch.com. And once you're signed up, You'll receive an email letting you know if a document's recorded with your name on it. There's no charge for this service. Just go to the website, www.deedwatch.com, and in the drop-down box, select Dent County, Missouri. In the second box, enter your email that you want the notification to come to. And from that point, just follow the simple directions to finish signing up. You can include the name that should be on your deed or any other form of your name that may be on that deed that may have been recorded. This service is provided by the Dent County Recorder's Office to prevent anyone from being scammed out of their property or having someone attach their name to your deed without your knowledge. If you have questions about this service, contact Cindy Yard at the Dent County Recorder's Office, 573-729-2198. You can also email her at dcrecorder07@gmail.com. Sports next after this.
The Missouri Department of Agriculture is reminding livestock producers to be on the lookout for black vultures. The aggressive birds are affecting livestock operations and are spreading across the state. Missouri livestock producers have been facing the issue for years.
We lost our first calf, which was not a newborn calf, was a bigger calf, about a 300-pounder. You know, we lost a lot of genetics there. It's bad to lose the animal, but also the genetics that you're trying to bring up into your herd also you lose.
There are some mitigation efforts that are recommended.
Pyrotechnics, firing guns up in the air, hang an effigy up in a tree off of a bird that you've taken, or USDA APHIS has been very good about sending birds that they have killed. Effigies seem to be the most effective tool.
The USDA, Missouri Department of Agriculture, and MU Extension stand ready to help livestock producers in the fight against black vultures. Start the process at agriculture.mo.gov. That's agriculture.mo.gov.
At KSMO, time for sports news. Our Salem Lady Basketball Tigers face Sullivan this evening, starting with the JV game at 5:30, with the varsity game to follow. KSMO Radio will broadcast the girls' varsity game, and KSMO Media will video stream it starting around 6:45. Lady Tigers are 4-14 on the year. They have lost their last 3 games. Salem boys basketball Tigers will be in Houston tonight in their first SCA conference game. JV game starts at 6, followed by the varsity game. Salem's 9-8 going into the game. This is a makeup game with the game from Houston from a couple weeks back. It was not aired because, well, not broadcast and not played, simply because it was snowing and icy, undrivable. The game will not be heard of tonight from Houston on KSMO due to the Lady Tigers broadcast. Will be carrying that one instead. Salem boys basketball Tigers, though, did add a game to their schedule. They'll be in Waynesville Friday night starting at 6 with the JV contest, and the varsity match will follow. That game replaces the game with Osage that will not be made up after it was snowed out. Blues were in Vancouver last night to take on the Canucks. Alex Ferrario has that report. Alex?
Last night, the Blues were out in Vancouver looking to win back-to-back games against Western Canadian opponents, against the best team in the NHL, and looking to improve to 4 games above 500 for the first time this season. And they got off to a good start. Jake Neighbors, his 15th goal of the season, about 13 minutes in. Pavel Buchnevich on the power play under 2 minutes later. 2-0 Blues. That would be the score going into the second. And then going into the third, where Pew Suter cut the lead in half for Vancouver, but Alexei Toropchenko got it back 41 seconds later. Pew Suter did even it up, though. He had a hat trick in the game. He scored with 52 seconds left on the clock to send this one to overtime, but the Blues would come out on top. The captain, Braden Shin, picking up the overtime winner, his 12th of the season, as the Blues improved to 4 games above 500. They now sit 1 point out of the final wild card spot in the Western Conference. They'll look to snatch that last wild card spot on Friday. That's our next game, as the Blues are in Seattle to take on the Kraken. Pre-game at 8:30, puck drop at 9 here on the St. Louis Blues Radio Network.
All right, Alex, thank you much. And that has been our look at our sports news, brought to you as a courtesy of all of us right here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station. And, of course, also brought to you as a courtesy of your friends right here at 1340 AM for news and sports. We bring you all kinds of information right here on KSMO Radio. Right now, we're going to bring you financial information from our daily investment report. Just courtesy of our friends at Joe Brand and Leah Nash of Edward Jones Brokerage. helping people with their investment needs, and they have been since 1922. They can assist you today at 907 South Pershing or call 729-3831. Joe Brand and Lee and Nash of Edward Jones, member SIPC, and our daily investment report. With that report this morning, it's Joe Brand. Joe?
Thank you. This is Joe Brand of Edward Jones, bringing you the daily financial market report. Equities finished mostly higher, led by technology after Netflix subscriber numbers surpassed expectations and the company's earnings beat analyst estimates. Netflix shares rose 10%, helping the Nasdaq add to its outperformance so far in the first month of the year. Bond yields rose in response to better than expected data for manufacturing and services activity. The Dow closed lower, though, at 37,807, down 99 points. The Nasdaq closed up 56 points at 15,482. The S&P 500 closed up 4 points at 4,869. Treasury yields are trading at 4.18%. Those are 10-year Treasury yields, higher by 4 basis points. The price of crude oil was up 98 cents at $75.35. Spot gold was down $12.90 at $2,012.90. In stocks of local interest, Ameren 68.36 down 66 cents, AT&T 16.68 down 51 cents, Boeing 214.13 up $2.63, Dollar General 130.67 down $3.35. ExxonMobil 99.60 up $1.69, McDonald's $300.44 up 39 cents, Microsoft 402.56 up $3.66, PepsiCo 165.60 down $2.04. Pfizer 28.33 down 10 cents. Procter & Gamble 152.12 down $1.86. U.S. Bancorp 42.48 up 51 cents. Walmart $160.50 down $2.30. This has been today's financial market report, brought to you by Edward Jones, member SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial advice, right here in Salem at 907 South Pershing. If you'd like additional information, please stop by or call 729-3831.
Thank you, Joe, and don't forget to join us again here at KSMO for our next daily investment report coming your way this afternoon, right around 5:30, 5:35, or tomorrow morning, 7:40 to 7:45. The daily investment report from the offices of Joe Brand and Leah Nash of Edward Jones, right here in Salem, 907 South Pershing, or call 729-3831. Joe Brand, Leah Nash of Edward Jones, member SIPC. We're going to come right back and get you up to date on weather. That's next. 1 minute from now.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
A life event could qualify you for a discount. Call me, Willie Strader, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent, and we will make sure you have the coverage you need.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast. With a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-O.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
At KSMO, it's time for Weather on Operation Weather Watch. Complete summary of weather in the region and KSMO listening area. In general, fog will be around this morning with more dense areas to the west. We, though, will have that fog probably linger until we start to get some rain. It'll be coming into our area, which will be in the next couple of hours. We should start to see that. Fog is going to still be hanging around, patchy-wise fog, for the next day or so. Rainfall amounts are forecast to be the highest along and east of the Highway 65 corridor, right around 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. Given that there's still substantial frost depth out there, this does mean that some of that rain, more than likely, will run off. There's not much chance of it being, well, basically sucked into the ground anymore because it's saturated. And we still have a frost depth of about 4 to 5 inches. Thusly, whatever water is sitting there is still just sitting there, and we didn't have any sun to evaporate it, so it's still pretty wet out there on the ground. Expect rain to clear the area by mid to late afternoon. Highs should reach in the mid-40s to low 50s, and this should promote further thawing of the frozen ground during the day today. Now tonight, clouds will linger behind the passage of the system into tonight with a light westerly breeze. Lows will drop to the upper 30s to near 40. For Friday into Sunday over the weekend, a dry period is expected Thursday night through much of Friday ahead of the next approaching upper level low. Despite the widespread cloud cover, highs should still be into the upper 40s, out west even low 50s. Shore wave energy and corresponding lift in the vicinity of adequate moisture return will spawn some widespread rain across the area late Friday night or mostly into Saturday. Once again, low chances for localized flooding could return to our area given the saturated soils and excessive runoff. Rain chances will persist through at least Saturday afternoon or early evening before dissipating from west to east. Should all be out of the area by late Saturday night at the latest. Temperatures will return to near normal through the weekend with highs in the low 40s and overnight lows in the upper 20s to low 30s. Clouds will linger into Sunday before clearing out by Sunday night. Next week, the ensemble guidance continues to highlight mid-level ridging building into the central continental United States. As this happens, temperatures will start to trend upwards. High confidence in above normal temperatures in our area by the order of some 10 to 15 degrees. Current forecast supports daily highs in the low to middle 50s early next week and upper 50s by late in the week. Meanwhile, the pattern does support a drier stretch of weather to dry up some of the rain that we have gotten. 49 our high yesterday, 39 the low. Normal high 45, normal low 24, record high 75. That was at 1950, minus 13 the record low in 1894. Yesterday we had some rain. We had about 1/11 of an inch. Month-to-date total, we're standing at 3 7/8, while 2 1/12 would be normal. Sunrise this morning, 7:15, 5:22 the time of sunset. The extended forecast for Monday through Wednesday calling for nothing but sunshine through that period. A high of 52, 54 on Tuesday, 57 on Wednesday, with the lows right around 30 to 32 degrees, with a few intermittent scattered clouds both Monday night and Tuesday night. That local forecast and our current conditions next when we return.
This is Cardinals broadcaster John Rooney. Soon enough, the boys of summer will be back on the fields in Jupiter, Florida for Spring Training 2024. It will be another season of the home runs, the hits, and the unforgettable moments. We will have you covered, and we'll be with you from the first pitch until the final out, right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar. Cardinal Baseball on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO.
Dense fog advisory does remain in effect till noon today. We have had some fog earlier this morning. It kind of cleared out a little bit, but then it came back in. You know, we had that last night. It was just thicker than pea soup. It was really foggy right around midnight. I'd say visibility of probably 1,000 feet, maybe. Wasn't even that much, I don't think, but it was really thick. It did brighten up a little bit. We had a little shower, a little light sprinkle, and that kind of took the fog away. Now it's kind of come back. So, again, a dense fog advisory in effect till noon today. We will get some rain coming in this morning. Should be in somewhere around the 10 o'clock hour. It could be a little bit before. More than likely it'll be after. That we'll have a fairly good chance of measurable precipitation, chance of that 100%. And then tonight we'll have some patchy fog again, clouds, low of 39 with west winds. Tomorrow morning a little bit of patchy fog. It'll be cloudy all day, high about 48 with a northwesterly breeze 5 to 10. That breeze will move to a light and variable breeze that'll be scattered from pretty much the east to northeast. Clouds Friday night, low of 35 with a northeasterly breeze, 5 to 10. Then Saturday, take the umbrella or raincoat along because more than likely it's going to rain. 100% chance of rain on Saturday. It should start in the morning and last through most of the afternoon. Probably mid to late afternoon, it should start to diminish, but it still will be hanging around with a few sprinkles or light showers. New precipitation amounts we're expecting is around 3/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. Again, that chance of precipitation Saturday is 100%. For Saturday night, A 40% chance of lingering light rain up till about midnight. Low of 31. Clouds on Sunday, and a high of 41. Partly cloudy skies by Sunday night and a low of 26. Currently here at KSMO Radio, 40 degrees is what we have. We do have fog. Right now our visibility, it's reduced a little bit more. We were at about 3 hours ago, about 5 o'clock. I would say our visibility was about a mile. It's gone down since. Right now we're right around a quarter of a mile. 100% relative humidity, pressure 30.06 inches, and winds are 4 mile an hour coming almost directly out of the east now. And it feels like 37 out there with that fog. Now remember, in some areas, the fog might be a little lighter. In other areas, it could be a little bit denser. So make sure that if you're going up and down hills, you get to the bottom of the hill, it might be a little less fog. Then you climb back to that hill, you're going to be back up in the middle of that cloud, so that fog's going to be a little thicker. Again, keep your vehicle's lights on a low beam. Give yourself extra distance between you and the person in front of you. And, of course, drive a little slower, as you just really can't see much around you when the fog gets a little bit thick like this, especially animals coming out of the side roads and things of that nature. You're not going to detect them. You can't really see them due to the fog. So, again, be extra cautious this morning. We don't want anybody having a problem out there on the road because of the fog, which is, again, a dense fog advisory in effect till noon today. All right, that's been a look at weather on KSMO Radio, brought to you as a courtesy of 1340 AM and 95.7 FM, and all of us at KSMO Media. We appreciate you being a part of our day, and we have civic happenings waiting to come your way next. That's up right after this.
Have you ever asked a farmer if they talk to their fields?
Promise me you'll grow nice and tall. You got that? No, you were corn in 2013, not 2014. Hope you were thirsty. You think Cheryl's still mad at me?
After all that talking, sometimes it's time to listen. Your field has a voice, and John Deere Operations Center helps you hear it. Unlock every acre's full potential by using both agronomic and economic data. Visit johndeere.com/operations center and unlock your operation.
They run errands and equipment. They bring parts and dinner. They drive the combine and the kids to school. They feed livestock. They fix skinned knees, broken fences. They do the books and lead the 4-H group. They simply make everything better. John Deere celebrates the strength and resilience of the women that make farms run. They make all the difference.
At the KSMO studios, your hometown radio source, it is time for a look at our civic record. It's a program of church and civic news and a mention of persons recently deceased. Civic Record brought to you as a courtesy of your friends right here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station, and your friends at Southtown Furniture and Highway 19 South. You know, yesterday we reminded you about the great appliance selection that they have down there, but also want to tell you about their bedding. Man, they have some of the best bedding you're going to find around, and it doesn't matter where you go. You're going to get the Serta Perfect Sleeper. You're going to get the Sertapedic mattress. You're going to get that iComfort sleep system, the Hybrid, or the iSeries. If you're looking for a great night's sleep, you'll find the right type of mattress right here in town. Don't have to go searching all over the entire countryside to try and find one. It's right here in Salem in the bedding department of Southtown Furniture. Go by, find out what I'm talking about. Don't just take my word for it. Head on down that way, sit down, lie down, do what you need to do to find out which of those mattresses is telling your body, I'm the right one for you. Hey, it does happen. And if you have never had it happen to you, you just haven't found the right mattress yet. Head on down to Southtown and find out about it. Again, you have so many different options to choose from. It makes it easy, and you're going to probably, I'd say 98% chance of you finding exactly what you're looking for waiting for you at Southtown Furniture. Head on down that way. Check out those mattresses. You'll be glad you did, especially if yours is getting a little bit springy. Yeah, you know, spring come through there. You'll notice that at night. I've had that happen. Bing. You know, you get that little poke. It's not a pleasant poke either when it does come through. So when that does happen and it's time for a new mattress, head to Southtown. Southtown Furniture right here in Salem and get the bedding your body craves. Let it talk to you. as Olivia Newton-John said, let your body talk. Let your body talk. It'll tell you which mattress it wants for you to have that great night's sleep. Soundtown Furniture in Salem, truly where the bargains are. Marvin Rodney Pace of Salem passed away Monday, January 22nd, at the age of 69. Funeral services for Marvin Rodney Pace will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel, with visitation Friday morning from 10 until service time at the chapel. Burial will be in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. Marvin Rodney Pace is survived by his wife Darlene Pace of Salem, brother Dave Pace and wife Sharon of Salem, sister Sue Gorman and husband Steve of Salem, and Missy Kennedy and husband Rick of Salem, plus nieces and nephews and great-nieces and great-nephews. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Marvin Rodney Pace, whose funeral services be Friday morning at 11 at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. Roger Donald of Steelville passed away Saturday at the age of 74. Funeral services for Roger Donald will be at noon Friday at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville, with visitation from 4 until 8 this evening at the chapel. Interment will be in the Steelville Cemetery in Steelville. Roger Donald is survived by his wife Darlene Donald of Steelville, two sons, Kenneth Donald of Seguin, Texas, and wife Samantha Joe, and Clinton James of Steelville. Two daughters, Heather Douglas of Camdenton, Missouri, and husband Kenny, and Anita Donald of Springfield, Missouri. Two brothers, Bruce Donald and wife Cheryl of Cherryville, and Jerry Donald and wife Carla of Roach, Missouri, plus 4 grandchildren and other relatives and friends. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Britton Bennett Funeral Home of Steelville for Roger Donald, whose funeral services will be held at noon Friday at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. George Roland Ponzer of Rolla passed away Friday, January 19th at the age of 95. Funeral services for George Roland Ponzer will be at the Rolla Chapel of James and Gar Mortuary this Friday at 1 o'clock. Visitation will be prior to the service from 11 until service time at the chapel. Interment will be in the Lake Springs Cemetery. George Roland Ponzer, survived by children Roland Ponzer and wife Sandy of Blue Springs, Gregory Ponzer of Bellingham, Washington, Melvin Ponzer and wife Rhoda of Harrisburg, Missouri, Laura Ponzer of Rolla, David Ponzer of Rolla, Martha French and husband Kenneth of Rolla, and Frank Ponzer and wife Cheryl of Estes Park, Colorado. A host of grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and friends. Memorials may be made to the Lake Springs Cemetery. Cards are available, and all the arrangements are under the direction of the James and Gar Mortuary of Rolla for George Roland Ponzer, whose funeral services will be held at 1 o'clock Friday at the James and Gar Rolla Chapel. Leonard Oliver Lenny Southard of St. James passed away Thursday, January 18th at the age of 76. Funeral services for Lenny Southard will be at the St. James Chapel of James and Gar Mortuary Friday at 1 o'clock. Visitation will be held from 11 until service time Friday at the St. James Chapel of James and Gar. Lenny Southard, survived by children Denise Chu and husband Frankie of Hendersonville, Tennessee, Sean Southard and wife Erica of Mount Airy, Georgia, and Melissa Sorrells and husband Jeremy of Calhoun, Georgia, sisters Karen Clark of Missouri, LaDonna Southard of Kansas City, Verlie Faust of St. James, and Sharon Webster and husband Dan of Cuba, plus 7 grandchildren. All the arrangements are under the direction of the James and Gar Mortuary of St. James for Leonard Oliver Lenny Southard, whose funeral services will be held on Friday at 1 at the St. James Chapel of James and Gar Mortuaries. Laura Ruth Albert of Houston, Missouri, passed away on Saturday in Springfield at the age of 57. Graveside services for Laura Ruth Albert will be held Friday at 1 at the Shepherd Hill Cemetery in Barnhart, Missouri. Laura Albert survived by her brother, Louis Albert, and wife Sherry of Springfield, Illinois, plus a host of nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Laura Ruth Albert, whose graveside services will be held at 1 Friday at the Shepherd Hill Cemetery in Barnhart. Johnny Dwayne Stroder of Boss passed away Wednesday, January 17th in Boss at the age of 63. A celebration of life for Johnny Dwayne Stroder of Boss will be held Sunday afternoon at 1 at the Tudor Hall in Boss. Interment will be in the Boss Cemetery. Johnny Dwayne Stroder, survived by his aunts and uncles, Connie Steelman and husband Steve, Cindy Callahan and husband Jerry, Phil Abney and wife Sammy, and Kathy Lowe, plus a number of cousins, relatives, and friends. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Johnny Dwayne Stroder, whose celebration of life will be held Sunday afternoon at 1 at the Tudor Hall in Boss. Nevaeh Angel Hayes of Salem passed away on Monday, January 22nd at the age of 15. Funeral services for Nevaeh Angel Hayes will be at 11 o'clock Monday morning at the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel, with visitation Sunday from 4 until 7 at the chapel. Burial will be in a private cemetery. Nevaeh is survived by her parents, Casey and Crystal Hayes of Salem, grandparents, Leona Marie Walker of Rolla, Charles and Ruth Walker of Salem, Virginia and Marty Haight of South Dakota, and Brenda Nelson of South Dakota, great-grandmother Leona Mae Walker, siblings Dominic Walker, Tristan Reynolds, and Cordell Hayes, as well as a host of aunts, uncles, cousins, and family. Memorial contributions may be made to help with final expenses. Envelopes are available, and all the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Nevaeh Angel Hayes, whose funeral services will be Monday morning at 11 at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. We'll come right back and have civic happenings, more civic happenings, next when we return right after this.
Southtown Furniture in Salem is your local authorized appliance dealer for Speed Queen washers and dryers. Speed Queen is the most dependable washer and dryer available today, featuring their famous commercial design using only the highest quality metal components. These components are tested for over 10,000 cycles or 25 years of life at 8 loads per week. Your clothes will always come out cleaner with Speed Queen's large size agitator and wash tub, both rotating, allowing water to move through the heaviest fabric to create a better, gentle wash. Stop by Southtown Furniture today, your local authorized appliance dealer for Speed Queen washers and dryers, Highway 19 South, right here in Salem. It's Southtown Furniture.
Continuing with our civic record, the Salem Eagles for tomorrow night and Saturday night will be having a karaoke contest. This contest is open to everyone. Now, it is going to be limited to the first 25, though, who do register. So, if you want to compete in the karaoke contest, you'll need to register between 6:30 and 7:30 at the Eagles Club Friday night. Contest will begin at 8, and then the top 12 from the Friday night competition will move on to the final round, which will be held Saturday evening, again at the Salem Eagles Club. There'll be cash prizes awarded to the top 3 winners on Saturday evening. The Salem Eagles Club is on Highway 32 West, just past the airport on the north side of Highway 32. And again, the karaoke contest will be held Friday and Saturday, with the first 25 people who register getting the chance to participate. Registration again, 6:30 to 7:30 at the club Friday night, and then the contest will start at 8 that evening. Don't want to miss out. Sounds like a lot of fun. Salem Acoustic Jam will be held this Saturday at the Creative Arts Center at 6:30. Come on out, bring your instrument and join in, or you can just come listen and tap your feet. All music types are played, and whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, you're welcome to participate. Come on out, be a part of it, and there's no charge for it. It's absolutely free. Salem Acoustic Jam at the Creative Arts Center, Saturday night, 6:30. Come on out. Creative Arts Center will also be hosting a painting and animating water and watercolor class with Lexi Much. That'll be Monday afternoon from 1 to 4. There'll be a painting of a simplified creek scene to practice, and then you can improve watercolor painting skills and use this to create an animation. Develop your watercolor painting technique and learn the process of hand-drawn animation at the same time. Also covered will be some watercolor basics, and you will have the opportunity to practice this craft, working together to create an animated scene as a group. Students will see the process of hand-drawn, hand-painted animation, learn how they might endeavor to create their own at home, and find out what tools will be needed for such a project. All skill levels are encouraged to attend. The cost is $25 per adult, $10 for children, and the class is open to those 10 years of age and above. All supplies are provided. A minimum of 4 people must sign up for the class to be held. Class registrations are on a first-come, first-served basis with the online registrations. Interested persons can sign up under programs at the SalemCommunityBetterment.com website for the activities at the Creative Arts Center. And at the Salem Nutrition site today, they'll be serving up beef lasagna, garlic breadsticks, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. Now again, your friends at the Salem Nutrition site serve lunch from 11 to 12:30, and all ages, everybody is welcome to attend. Come on out and enjoy a great meal at a super good price. If you're 60 and above, suggested contributions $5. If you're under the age of 60, there's a $7 charge for the meal. It's an incredible meal at the Salem Nutrition site located inside the Salem Senior Center at 604 North McGrath Lane. And if you have questions, call 729-2373. Again, lunch is served from 11 to 12:30 at the Salem Nutrition Center, where they're having beef lasagna today with garlic breadsticks, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. And don't forget that the menu can change without notice. There you have it, a look at our Civic Record. It's a program of church and civic news and a mention of persons recently deceased, brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station, and your friends at Southtown Furniture on Highway 19 South. Remember, if you're looking for appliances, or you're looking for maybe that new floor covering, or maybe you just need to find a brand new recliner. You know, maybe after Christmas, the kids came by and the grandkids came by, maybe even the great-grandkids came by. You know, you don't have your chair anymore. You know, the kids start to climb on it and have a good time with it, and they're all excited about being there for the holidays. Well, a lot of times, you know, that chair has maybe a little time left in its lifestyle, but after that kind of abuse, maybe it's just about time to replace it. Let me tell you, you'll find a nice collection waiting for you at Southtown Furniture. Whether you're looking for a rocker recliner, a wall-away recliner, just a regular recliner, maybe you're looking for a big man recliner, or maybe you're looking for a petite recliner. Maybe that's what you're looking for. Or maybe you're at that stage that you might need a little help getting up and down. Well, they've got lift chairs there as well at Southtown Furniture. Head on down to Southtown. Southtown Furniture, 1601 South Highway 19 South in Salem. 729-3422 is the number, and you can go online to SouthtownFurnitureSalem.com. Southtown Furniture, it is where the bargains are. At KSMO Radio, we have coming up next some statewide news from the Missouri Net. We'll have for you the Salem Nutrition Center's menu, AP News, and then sports in Missouri Net. We are expecting hospital interim CEO Jason Edwards this morning at KSMO Radio. We'll be talking about Monday's Board of Directors meeting. We'll stick around for that right here at KSMO. Now, we'll be on AM 1340 and FM 95.7, as well as streamed on KSMO Media. That's KSMOradio.com, KSMO YouTube page, and our KSMO Stream Facebook page. So there you go. You can check that out here shortly about 20 minutes right here on KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station.
Hi, this is St. Louis Blues broadcaster Chris Kerber, and I want you to follow all the exciting action of the St. Louis Blues right here this season on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO Radio in Salem, Missouri. They've been one of the longest-running St. Louis Blues affiliates, and if you can't make it to the game, the next best thing is listening right here. It's KSMO Radio in Salem, Missouri, your radio home for the St. Louis Blues hockey.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out, the Salem United Methodist Church, Dent County Health Center, and the local on 4th Street, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained, Town Screen in Salem.
Do you know who some of the most avid readers of Cardinals Magazine are? It's Cardinal alumni. Our former players tell me time and again that Cardinals Magazine is one of their favorite ways to stay connected to the birds on the bat.
And you know, Ricky, I've heard the same thing. They feel like they're still coming to the ballpark each day when they're enjoying the impressive lineup of feature stories in every issue of Cardinals Magazine.
Cardinals Magazine helps you really get to know the current players, not only their stories in uniform, but who they are off the field and how they got to where they are.
And it doesn't stop with the stories on current players. No one does a better job giving fans a truer picture of everything happening on the field, inside the ballpark, and all over Cardinals Nation. Even stories on our Cardinals alumni.
Join our former players who enjoy the classic coverage of Cardinals Magazine. Subscribe for yourself and your favorite fan at cardinals.com/magazine or 314-345-9000.
Cardinals Magazine. It's all here.
Missouri Net News, I'm Marshall Griffin. Governor Mike Parson's state budget proposal includes a request to boost minimum teacher pay to $40,000 a year. During his final State of the State address on Wednesday, Parsons said he wants a $4 million increase to make this proposal a reality.
This represents a $15,000 increase for teacher pay during our administration. We are also recommending $6 million for Career Ladder. Together, these programs have benefited tens of thousands of teachers in every corner across our state.
The governor's budget proposal also includes $52 million to boost child care subsidy rates, $93 million to improve low-volume rural roads, and a 3.2% pay hike for the more than 47,000 state workers. A proposal that would stiffen penalties for celebratory gunfire is back in the Missouri legislature. It's part of a wide-ranging crime package that passed out of a Senate committee Wednesday. Kansas City Democrat Greg Razor's provision would make it a Class A misdemeanor for the first offense, a Class E misdemeanor for the second offense, and a Class D felony for any subsequent offenses.
This may be the one and only bill that involves firearms that we all agree on. Celebratory gunfire is reckless. It's dangerous. It causes property damage, including my own home. And unfortunately, it causes loss of life.
The bill, known as Blair's Law, passed the legislature last year but was part of a larger crime package that was vetoed by Governor Parson. There will be an in-person presidential primary in Missouri for those who vote Democrat. The Missouri Democratic Party announced Tuesday that there will be at least one voting site in every Missouri county and multiple sites in larger counties and the city of St. Louis. The primary will be held on Saturday, March 23rd from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Mail-in ballots will also be accepted. For more details, contact the Missouri Democratic Party. This is Missouri Net.
So I wanted to talk with you and your mom today, Lily, because some people at school have noticed changes going on with you, and we're concerned.
Like what? Who?
Some of your friends, teachers. It sounds like you've lost interest in a lot of things lately. You're hanging with new friends.
So?
So, individually, maybe those things are no big deal, but taken together, and then the incident the other day, you were with Derek when he was caught selling marijuana.
Yeah, he was selling it.
Honey, we know. But we care about you and want to know what's going on.
That's right. We just want to understand better and see how we might help. And if weed is a part of it, we just want to make sure you understand the negative consequences for someone your age. The physical and mental health effects, poor decision making, and the confusing legal aspects these days. So what do you say? Can we talk?
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
A Springfield synagogue has been vandalized. Anthony Morabith reports.
Rabbi Jeff Friedman of the Children of Jacob Synagogue initially thought that a few broken windows were a result of juvenile delinquents. It was only then that he discovered that two of the building's signs were vandalized as well. Friedman tells the Springfield News later that he was not surprised to find the vandalism, as the congregation has experienced several threats over the past few months. In response to the threats, Friedman says that the synagogue has installed mirrors and door peepholes for safety. The Springfield Messianic Jewish congregation is made up of about 50 people. Anthony Morabith, Missouri Net.
Snowplows and salt and brine spreading vehicles are not immune to icy conditions. At least 35 MoDOT vehicles were involved in crashes across Missouri during Monday's severe ice storm. MoDOT Director Patrick McKenna told News Nation that dozens of their equipment slid off the roads, even with chains on the trucks. You can find news online anytime at MissouriNet.com. This is MissouriNet.
This is Cardinals broadcaster Ricky Horton. Soon enough, the boys of summer will be back and on the fields in Jupiter, Florida. Spring Training 2024. It'll be another season of the home runs, the hits, and the unforgettable moments. We will have you covered and will be with you from the first pitch to the final out, right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar. Cardinal Baseball on your Ozark Sports Leader, KSMO.
Here at KSMO, let's take a look at that Salem Nutrition Center's menu for today. They'll be serving up beef lasagna with garlic breadsticks, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. Don't forget the Salem Nutrition site's located inside the Salem Senior Center at 604 North McGrath Lane. Remember, everybody, all ages, are welcome to come and eat at the Salem Nutrition site for lunch from 11 to 12:30. Ages 60 and above, their meal suggestion cost is $5. If you're under the age of 60, your meal will cost you $7. Don't forget to stop on by and check them out at the Salem Nutrition site, where today they're having beef lasagna, garlic breadsticks, tossed salad, Tuscan blend veggies, and milk. Lunch is 11 to 12:30, and the menu can change without notice. Every weekday, we bring in the Salem Nutrition Center's menu as a courtesy of KSMO Radio. AP News and Sports with Missouri Net are coming up next.
And just inside of half court, bang! Bang! At the buzzer! He climbed the elevator, caught it with two hands, and clutched it on the way down. C. Scooped up, thrown up, off the backboard and in, and Missouri wins!
This is your radio home for Mizzou basketball.
The Bragging Rights Trophy is coming to Como, folks.
The Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Run out to the rim, and he flushed it.
The station with the better mix. KSMO Salem.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Heavy rain and thunderstorms today through the already battered deep south, and there may be more flooding, says the National Weather Service. Heavy rain in the Pacific Northwest, too. The East Coast will see some wet weather and warm temperatures, say forecasters. The latest now on a Palestinian-American shot dead on Friday in the West Bank. The AP's Jennifer King.
The White House is demanding an investigation into the shooting death of a Palestinian-American teen in the West Bank. A friend who was traveling with him says the teen was driving a pickup truck when it was hit by apparent Israeli gunfire. Israeli police say shots were fired at people who were throwing rocks, but aren't saying who fired the shots.
The Israeli police do say they are investigating. Their initial statement cites a weapons discharge by an Israeli soldier, an off-duty law enforcement officer, and a civilian targeting rock throwers, they say. The passenger in the truck denies they were throwing stones. Now to those Boeing 737 MAX 9 jetliners, grounded since a panel blew out of a plane in mid-flight earlier this month. The AP's Lisa Dwyer.
Federal officials are clearing the way for grounded Boeing planes to resume flying. The Federal Aviation Administration has approved an inspection and maintenance process that the planes must first go through. After that, they will be allowed to carry passengers again. The FAA says it will not agree to any Boeing request to expand production of MAX planes until the agency is satisfied that quality control concerns have been addressed. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Alabama will try to put an inmate to death with nitrogen gas today, a never-before-used execution method that the state claims will be humane. Critics call it cruel and experimental. Word just in, the economy grew at a surprisingly strong 3.3% pace in the October through December quarter, a sign of continuing resilience. This is AP News. Do you have a Ring doorbell? There's something new about requests to see your doorbell camera footage. The AP's Ed Donahue with this story.
Ring says it will no longer allow police to ask for doorbell camera footage from users. Ring says it's doing away with the Request for Assistance tool. It allows police departments and other public safety agencies to ask for and receive video captured by the doorbell cameras using Ring's Neighbors app. A reason wasn't given. The change takes effect next week. Law enforcement agencies will still be able to make public posts in the app. Privacy watchdogs have been concerned about Ring's relationship with police departments, saying it can change neighborhoods into a place of constant surveillance and lead to more instances of racial profiling. Law enforcement agencies can still access videos using a search warrant. I'm Ed Donahue.
The Dow fell 99 points yesterday. The S&P added 3 points. I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
This spotlight on soybeans is brought to you by Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff. Missouri soybeans winter meetings are in progress in each of 7 districts in the state. Field Services Coordinator Dylan Anderson says this year each of the meetings begins with a high-yield network discussion.
We're trying to get a community of folks around the state together to share different practices that they're doing and ways that they found that increase through yield, trying to create a fellowship and community to grow the yield across the state.
Anderson says the meetings are just as valuable to Missouri soybean staff as they are to soybean farmers attending.
And it's a really great touch point for farmers to talk to us just as much as it is for us to listen and hear what's going on in each of the different areas across the state.
A list and schedule of the remaining meetings is at mosoy.org. From Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. The Blues gave up a game-tying goal in the final minute of regulation, but Braden Shen had the winner in overtime. Here's how it sounded on Bally Sports Midwest.
And looks in front, but everybody's covered. For Shen, wide open, and he scores! Shen, the winner!
Third win in a row for St. Louis. They get the night off. They'll play in Seattle tomorrow. Chiefs left guard Joe Thuney likely out of the AFC Championship game against the Ravens. He suffered a pectoral injury in the win over the Bills. He'll be replaced by Nick Allegretti. And right guard Trey Smith also sat out at practice. And so did running back Isaiah Pacheco. And the defense is banged up. Safety Mike Edwards, who left with a concussion in Buffalo, was out. Willie Gay Jr. and L'Jarius Sneed limited. Pacheco will likely be playing for the Chiefs, and he has that unique running look, and he's heard some crazy comparisons.
I'll say the funniest one that I thought was they said I run like I bite people. Like, I ain't no zombie. Like, that was crazy. Like, for me, it's just being determined and understanding that I have a goal to achieve, and we want to get the job done.
He averaged almost 6.5 yards per carry against the Bills. His zombie-like running will be needed against this great Ravens defense. The AFC West is going to get more competitive. Jim Harbaugh returns to the NFL. He'll be the head coach of the LA Chargers after leading Michigan to the national championship. In his 4 seasons with the 49ers, he took them to the NFC Championship game 3 straight years. College hoops, Missouri State trailed Drake by 16 points late in the first half, but they rallied in the closing seconds.
Shoots a 3 for the win. It's short. Offensive rebound. Kramer puts it in with 1 second to go. And we got overtime at the ball.
That's the call from Learfield. They went to double overtime, and the Bears beat Drake 83-80 to match their 3rd largest comeback victory in program history. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
The Missouri Veterans Home is a long-term skilled care facility that is now accepting admissions. The care is top-notch because our veterans deserve it.
It's good living. It's clean. It's you just can't not pocket.
For more information about admissions at Missouri's Veterans Homes, visit mvc.dps.mo.gov. That's mvc.dps.mo.gov. A message from the Missouri Veterans Commission.
Many business owners and entrepreneurs today are drowning in unsecured debt and just can't stop incurring more. Business Debtors Anonymous is a 12-step recovery program where you will receive support for doing business and living life without incurring new unsecured debt. Business Debtors Anonymous offers meetings every day where members support one another to help them stop incurring new unsecured debt. You're not alone. Visit helpfordebtors.org. That's helpfordebtors.org.
This is Cardinals broadcaster John Rooney. Soon enough, the boys of summer will be back on the fields in Jupiter, Florida for Spring Training 2024. It will be another season of the home runs, the hits, and the unforgettable moments. We will have you covered, and we'll be with you from the first pitch until the final out, right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
Cardinal baseball on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO.
Dense fog advisory is still in effect right here at KSMO Radio. So if you're going to be heading out and about, don't forget to keep those beams on low as you can go. Might even have some fog lights. Use those instead. That would even be even better. But again, dense fog advisory in effect till noon. There will be some areas where it's not too bad, but other areas might be a little bit too thick to just travel normal. So please slow down, keep those lights down and low, and until we can get this fog to lift a little bit, hopefully when the showers do arrive. And we are expecting that rain to arrive here within the next hour and a half at the latest. So I would think we see a little bit of light sprinkles. The better rain, though, will be coming later this morning, probably after 10:30, 11 o'clock, and through the early afternoon. We will have that rain all the way up until probably 5, maybe even 6 o'clock. It'll be light and variable at that time. Just getting a few hit and miss sprinkles or so. However, our high today is only going to be about 48 or 49 degrees, but still for this time of year, can't complain about that. Chance of getting rain, 100%. Winds easterly this morning. We'll move all the way around to the west by the afternoon. Patchy fog is going to be possible tonight, not the big thick stuff we had at midnight last night. Man, that was heavy duty. We will have a low of 39. Winds westerly at 5 to 10. A little bit of patchy fog Friday morning. It'll be mostly cloudy, high of 48 with northwest winds 5 to 10. They'll become light and variable by the afternoon. Clouds Friday night, low of 35 with northeast winds. And then Saturday, take the umbrella or raincoat. You're going to probably need it. We're going to have a 100% chance of getting some rain. We could have some, decent rain. Anywhere from a half to 1 inch of rain is going to be very possible on Saturday, and it should come to an end before midnight. We'll have a lingering rain Saturday evening, with a better chance of getting rain throughout the day on Saturday, starting in the morning and going through the afternoon. At the KSMO studios right now, 41 degrees. That dense fog advisory in effect till noon. We do expect to start seeing some rain rolling into our area here, I would say within the next 90 minutes to an hour and a half. It is an hour and a half. 90 minutes to 2 hours. So if you're going to be out and about, you may want to grab that raincoat or umbrella, whatever you might need to keep that rain off you. If you're going to be out and about at that time, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you're definitely going to probably need something, because the rains will be here. Now, will they be just all rain all the time? I don't think so, but we don't have a lot of gaps in what we're seeing on the radar. So look for it to be a pretty consistent, and I'll say consistent, light to steady, moderate rain. Light to moderate, but it'll be steady. Pretty much all, from about 11 o'clock for sure on, but probably starting in the mid-10s, I would think that might be when it gets underway. So keep that in mind. If you're heading out, grab something to protect that rain from you. Winds right now are easterly at 4 miles an hour, 100% relative humidity. We have pressure that's still edging down, 30.06 inches. Visibility still just about a fifth to a quarter of a mile, though it occasionally does lighten up a little bit, but then thickens right back up. 38 is what it feels like right now at KSMO with that dense fog advisory in effect till noon today. Okay, it's 8:34 at your hometown radio station, KSMO. We got agribusiness news coming up next here at KSMO. We are expecting hospital CEO, Mr. Jason Edwards, in this morning right here on KSMO Radio, so stick around for that. All coming your way on KSMO Salem, 1340 AM, 95.7, and you're streaming with us at KSMORadio.com, KSMO Stream Facebook, and KSMO YouTube.
Kara Hart with Ag News on Brownfield. California's Proposition 12 is in full effect, and an ag law expert says pork producers need to be clear on the rules. Brownfield's Brent Barnett has this report from the 2024 Iowa Pork Congress.
Eldon McAfee is an attorney with Brick Gentry Law Firm representing the Iowa Pork Producers Association. He tells Brownfield Prop 12 applies to whole pork meat.
Ground pork is not subject to it. Anything processed is not subject. So there is pork that can go into California without being subject to Prop 12.
McAfee says some operations won't be impacted.
One misconception I hear is finishing hogs. Well, no, it applies to the gestation sows that produce those finishing pigs. So the auditing is a bit different than with some other commodities.
From Des Moines, I'm Brent Barnett with Brownfield.
Thanks, Brent. A livestock economist says as long as demand holds, there's still a lot of upside potential for the cattle markets. Brenda Botel with the University of Wisconsin River Falls says beef prices are high, and the question remains how long consumers will continue to pay those prices.
If we start to see a recession, or if we start to see continued sluggishness within the economy or continued decreases in consumer savings, that might push back on beef consumption a little bit.
Botel says tighter beef supplies are impacting demand elsewhere, and while margins are tighter, Botel says producers should remain focused on risk management. The National Association of State Departments of Agriculture has set 5 policy priorities for the year. NASDA's CEO Ted McKinney says the issues are the 2024 Farm Bill, food safety, labor reform, pesticide regulation, and the chemical complex known as PFAS.
It's a fairly democratic process. Policy ideas, some are already in the books. They don't change unless they get a submission. But it's the members and only the members that submit policy items.
With the Farm Bill, he tells Brownfield NASDA is focused more on the content than the timeline.
We're going to be looking very keenly, and we are, at funding for research.
Ethanol stocks have grown for 8 weeks in a row while production dropped to a near 3-year low. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says the domestic ethanol supply of 25.8 million barrels was the largest since March of last year, an increase of 0.5% on the week and nearly 3% on the year. The rise in supply can be tied to slower demand caused by the bitterly cold conditions and winter weather that blanketed large parts of the United States last week. Weather also had an impact on production, which averaged 818,000 barrels a day, the lowest since February 2021. I'm Kara Hart for Brownfield.
BASF financing is so low, we can't even say the low rate without dropping a few octaves. 1.99%. See what we mean? 1.99%. To grow more, protect more, and command more. 1.99% for all participating BASF brands. 1.99% when you enroll before March 15th at BASF-grower-financing.com. Get one low rate to do the biggest job on earth. Go to BASF-grower-financing.com. Subject to credit approval. See program details for terms and conditions.
AA made all the difference in my life. I noticed that most of the goals I had as a kid were slipping by. I didn't feel like the person I hoped to be. After all those years of drinking, I really didn't know myself. When I was out there drinking, I was always looking for the next great party to make me feel all right. With AA, I found a better way of life. And I feel good in my everyday life, even without a drink in my hand.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
New Year's savings are going on right now at Napa Auto Parts Store in Salem. You can save up to 20% on Napa Night Vision LED sealed beams and LED miniature bulbs. Plus, you can save up to 55% on exterior lighting clearance while